Hey guys, so I had a situation today and I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. I came home, I was coming home from the subway, and the thing is that because you see I have 4 bags, this thing is completely full of gummy bears. I'm gonna have to drop this off tomorrow. See that? If you do dive, I highly recommend getting this thing, by the way. It's called a, oh, I forgot what the name of it is. But it's really cool because it's a duffel bag, and then it also has hand straps here, and also has backpack straps. So I had so much stuff over here that um, I unfolded this, put a whole bunch of gummy bears in there, and then later on, you guys saw my video earlier where I said I found these gummies too. So I got out of the subway, and it's a really wide load. I'm going up the stairs, right? I see this guy who looks like he's, kind of asking this person for money, and I don't really think much of it, right? Now, while I'm going up the stairs, because I'm carrying so much stuff on this, I'm not running up there. I'm walking super slowly because I have all this weight on me. Now, this guy had a bag, and it had alcohol inside, and he was holding it like this. I kid you not. So it's like, you see how it's on the tip of his finger, like this? So while I brushed against him, oh so gently, okay? Now let me stress this. This is super gently. The bag falls and the bottles drop. And, at first he's agitated about it. And, I tell him, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. He tells me that he wants me to pay for it. He wants me to pay for the alcohol. I look in my bag. I definitely don't have enough cash on me. And then he tells me, go over to the bodega, buy me, $35 of the liquor that broke, and come back here. And I asked him, I said, okay, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what did you get? And he says, oh, I got Bacardi and I got something else. And I said, okay, well, what is that something else? And then he starts raising his voice saying, oh, you want me to cut my finger on glass? And I'm like, no, 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 no. I just want to know what it is. He's like, oh, you fucking want me to cut my finger on glass. And, I'm like, well, hold on. So he's getting agitated about this. And I told him, I said, I can't pay for this on the card because the card's not in my name. He tells me, he's like, I know you have a card. I see you, you just went shopping. I know that. And I told him, I said, I didn't go shopping. I went dumpster diving. And he instantly backs off a little. He's kind of confused because I don't think he expected to hear that, I have all this stuff on me because I was dumpster diving. And, he's insistent on having me pay. I tell him, it's not my card. I don't have my ID on me. It's not going to work. He's trying to tell me to go over to an ATM and withdraw cash, and I'm telling him, like, I don't have a PIN number for that. And it gets to a point, I tell him, do you want me to call the cops? My thinking is not because I'm feeling unsafe, but okay, he wants to get me on criminal property damage. Fine, let's call the cops. We'll exchange information. Cop tells me, pay him $35 or so by check. Okay, that's my thinking. He starts cursing at me. He's like, are you retarded? And he's like, what the, you talking, you're so stupid. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, and I'm just like so surprised and everything. And he just kind of wanders off on the opposite direction. And at that point, when I got out of the subway, I thought, frick, should I catch an Uber or anything? I walked home. I constantly looked behind my back. I didn't see him or anything, but yeah. When I thought about it too, because I know some people would tell me, they would say, well, Erica, you should, maybe you should have paid for it. But here's the thing, like, I don't know what he broke. Second of all, I've been in those situations where accidents happen, and yeah, it sucks, but you guys know, and I told you guys this before, if you're carrying bottles of alcohol, you don't you don't just hold it like this. Like if you're holding 2 bottles of alcohol, who the hell carries it like this, right? I'm not running up the stairs. It's like I brush up against him. This thing pushes it this way. You see how that happened? That's why the bottles broke. So I know he got Bacardi, but he didn't tell me what the other thing was. And yeah, it's just like it just threw me off guard. It also threw me off guard when he's telling me like he knows I have money because I have all these shopping bags, and that's the point where I'm thinking like, oh frick, yeah, I guess so. It does look like I did go shopping a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, it does, right? Because I got like the box over there. I got this, nice fancy box of stuff here. Look at this. Doesn't this look fancy? It does look fancy, right? Alcoholic cocktail candy. Actually, wait a second. Only for adults. um, yeah. So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Anja. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much Bacardi is. It's like this big of a bottle. I don't know what the other bottle is either. He still never told me what the other bottle was. It's just like he he wanted me to buy $35 of alcohol for him, but I didn't know what it was. And I was kind of worried because I thought, shit, if I go over there and I go in the bodega and he follows me, it it kind of seems like, yeah, it just like he can make a demand, like, okay, buy me this, buy me that, buy me, I don't know, like expensive stuff. Yeah, yeah, I'm not, yeah, yeah. And I told Lewis about it, and Lewis was just kind of telling me like, oh, yeah. He that guy probably thought like I had so much disposable income because it's like if you see 3 bags full of stuff plus this big thing, it looks like I'm transporting a lot of stuff, and I get it. Now that I look at it, like, yeah, it looks like I really did do a major amount of shopping. You see the boxes, you see all the candy over here. Yeah. And I know for a fact, like the price of all this stuff is, let's see, each of those boxes over there is like 24.95. So yeah, like this is like $300 worth of stuff that I have on me right now. So I figure like he probably looks at it and he's like, yeah, this looks like at least 200, right? Or so. Maybe he assumes each box is like $15. Yeah, I mean the pretty boxes. So yeah, 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 I think so too. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. So JP said that as soon as you put in, smack you around and take your money. Yeah. One of the things that stood out to me though is he was really quick to be agitated when I said I was gonna call the cops. That took me by surprise because if it was, if that happened to me and let's say I broke a thing and I let's say, someone bumped into me and for whatever reason, I got really pissed off. I demanded them to buy me something to pay it back. If they said, I'm gonna call the cops, I would think like, yeah, go call the cops. Let's get your information down and make sure the cop gets my damaged item back. But yeah, this guy just freaked out. This guy definitely escalated when I said I was gonna call the cops, and it wasn't because I was really feeling threatened. To that, the whole point is that like I felt that I didn't feel like he was gonna be escalating violence to me, that kind of thing. I was like, hey, you want to work this out? Like, let's call the cops. I thought of it this way. It's it's like if someone gets into a car accident, what do? You get a police report, you do the damages thing, you say, okay, like I said, exchange contact information. That's how I expected it to go. But I don't know. I mean, like, I would easily tell the cop, like, yeah, he was holding the 2 bottles in a bag on the tip of his finger. I gently brushed to get up against him, like super gently, because I'm carrying so much stuff. I'm not rushing up the stairs at all. I was walking super slowly, but just having that slight little nudge because it was bouncing on his fingertip, it fell down and broke. Yeah. 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 I don't know. I don't think he would be into gummy bears. He wasn't interested in any of the stuff. I mean, like he could have looked at the stuff and said, like, I want to take that as compensation. He didn't want any of that. Like if he said, okay, I'll take your, da 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 da, and I would have said okay, but I don't think he would be interested in that. He probably wants cash or more alcohol. Yeah. So it sucks. It sucks. It was definitely something. The thing that I also realized, you remember that first time that something happened to me, I was completely in shock that I didn't know what to do. I said like I blanked out. This time that absolutely did not happen. I was very cognizant about what was going on. I knew, hey, okay, you want to talk to me? I'll talk to you directly. And I instantly knew if anything, don't hesitate on calling the cops. I don't see the cops as a bad thing. I see it as maybe they help mediate something, make sure that everything goes nice and peacefully. I had no intentions of escalating the situation by calling the cops. It was like, okay, you wanna, you wanna have this settled. Okay, if the cop do whatever the cop says, like, okay, I'll just have them as the medium rather than him saying, he wants me to pay $35 of alcohol. I don't even know what the second bottle is. And yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way. It was just like, I know you have a car, I know you went shopping, that kind of thing. Yeah. Wow. A guy I know in England travels once a year to the Haribo factory to spend about a month's wages on their stuff. Jeez, why does he have to go to England to buy that stuff? He can't buy it online, or his local store doesn't have it? But then again, I know they have different variations depending on where you go. That's what I've heard. Yeah, they get something like what, $6 billion. I mean, I'm sure. I would have been if the cop came, I would have said, yeah, I grazed against him. I was going super slowly, but he was balancing that bag on his fingertip, and a small little nudge just pushed his alcohol off, and he wants me to pay for it, and I told him it was an accident. You guys know if someone's walking up the stairs super carefully and you have a plastic bag on you, it's not going to just roll off your fingertip like that if you have a good grip on it. Like I've carried bags, I've had people bump into me. Yeah, I've never dropped the bag if they're just like walk past me at all. Ah. Aggressive panhandling. Yeah, that's the thing. Like he was telling me his friends, that was his friends, and his friends went off to catch the train, the subway. But I distinctively remember when I was going up the stairs, I saw him talking to those two people, and my gut reaction was saying like, "Oh, he's asking for cash," and they turned him down. If you are going somewhere with your friends, right? Wouldn't your friends not just go ahead of you? You know, like they would be maybe like a few steps before you, but they wouldn't say, "Yeah, I'm going to catch the next train and, try to catch up with me." Right? You would go as a group. So that's why like already I was kind of suspicious, because I thought if you're going as a group and there's two people together and they're talking to the third person, if they realize the third person isn't there, wouldn't they circle back? And just the way that they were talking, I couldn't hear the conversation. It made me think that the guy with the alcohol was asking them for money, and they're like, "No, sorry, I can't help you." So then they went off to catch a subway, and then after they walked away, then I bumped into him. I don't even consider bumping into him. It was more like I was walking up the stairs. One of my bag brushed up super gently against him, and I honestly am saying this, like this was super gently because I was walking super slowly up the stairs. And once the bottle break, he sees it as a situation about saying, his friends caught the subway, and they're going off on their way, and yeah, it's just strange. Oh, thank you, Atlas. Thank you. Yeah, I know there are people who do panhandle aggressively. I feel bad because I bumped into him, and his alcohol dropped, but I maintain, you guys, like this was not a hard bump at all. This was super soft. This was a graze. You guys saw when I'm holding this bag on my fingertip, right? If you just brush, like if I'm holding two bottles over here, if I just brush, right? Like that, right? See? Like it goes like that. You just like the simple, if this thing simply moves a little, it'll just go right off the finger. Yeah. So, what? What is it? What is it? What is it? I got a Lewis cat after me. What is it?
What does Oreo usually want when he does that?
Food. Yeah, you have food in the fridge. I already gave you food. I gave you food already. Before I left, I gave you dinner, and then I told you there's food in the fridge. What? Do you want me to heat up the food for you? You can microwave it. Do you want me to heat up the food for you?
No, I was being Oreo and asking for different food.
That is different food. I gave you the Gardein, and now this is the veggie patty. It's something different. Go look closely at it. You didn't have the veggie patty today. You don't want it? Because we have a whole bunch. Yeah, so now he's getting sick of the veggie patties and the Gardein stuff. And I'm like, for freaks. I have a whole freezer full of the veggie patties. And it's different varieties of veggie patties too. I'm always changing. I'm always changing it up. I have like the kale one. I have the Tex-Mex one. I have the mushroom risotto one. I have the Hillary Suzuki one. And then for Gardein, I have the chicken tenders, the Italian sausage, the Mandarin chicken. And he's getting tired of the veggie patties. And if he gets sick of the veggie patties, then I can only stick with the Gardein stuff. And if he gets sick of the Gardein, I truly do not know what to make him. Because, yeah, there's not too much vegetarian choices out there. Yeah.
Would you open a burrito place with me?
What?
Would you want to open a burrito place with me?
No.
I want to find the original chefs from Lucha Lucha. I gotta do some detective work. Maybe Aaron can help you. He's good at that shit. I need to find the chefs of Lucha Lucha.
Yeah.
You open the most popular mashed potato burrito place in all of Brooklyn.
Cause he doesn't really like eating the veggies. He likes having his veggie patties.
I like vegetables.
Yeah, but when I give you just like cut vegetables by itself, you prefer the veggie patties over the cut vegetables. Yeah. So I've been buying all this vegetarian stuff, but if he doesn't like it, then yeah, it's kind of a waste. Oh, look at my handsome guy. Oreo, what are you doing, handsome? Pepper, onion, potato roast with cheese. Huh? Yeah, he likes mashed potatoes, but what am I going to make the mashed potatoes with? A veggie patty? Gardein?
A big sweet potato and a yam.
So wait, you want mashed potatoes with the sweet potato?
And a yam.
A yam basically is a sweet potato. That's just potato with more potato. I don't know. I don't think you would really want to eat that for more than one meal because that's a lot of carbs. Just potato on potato on potato. Yeah. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Like there's only so much ways like I can flavor a veggie patty. We have like a whole bunch of sauces too. Yeah, we love those instant mashed potatoes. I usually put butter on there and lots of garlic. We have so much seasoning, you guys. So much seasoning, and he still gets tired of the food even though I have like a bunch of sauces and seasoning.
Is the yellow stuff lentils?
Yeah, it's lentils.
I love lentils.
Yeah. So, yeah. The only bad thing is that if he gets tired of eating that vegetarian food, or if he doesn't like it, then
we open a burrito place together.
No, but you get tired of burritos too.
I ate that burrito 3 times a day for almost 4 years.
Okay, here's the thing. I used to make you burritos, and then you got tired of my burritos,
Your
and then...
burritos were not lucha lucha burritos.
Okay. Huh? No, he does not eat gummy bears. I know what's in gummy bears. Gelatin. Um, they have vegan gummy bears. I've never tried those, but yeah, these regular ones have.
Is there a reason Oreo was sitting on a piece of cardboard instead of his bed? Because he has a bed and then he has cardboard.
Yeah, that's his throne.
He doesn't scratch it. It's a cat
He
scratcher.
does. Look, you don't see all the marks over there. You don't see all the cardboard over there. He scratches it pretty often. Yeah. Oreo, you know what? Oreo's the king of cardboard. He loves cardboard. If I put cardboard out, he'll want to scratch it.
I think that's because Mr. Clinton took all of his beds away.
Yeah, but Mr. Clinton dare not go on that thing. Oreo has put so much scent on that thing. But yeah, Clinton is taking...
Oreo takes that. I mean, Mr. Clinton takes that.
Oh, Clinton. Damn it. He needs to give a space to Oreo. That is Oreo's last stance, the cardboard thing. All the other beds get taken.
Mr. Clinton steals that space from him.
Oh, no. So, yeah. Chipotle bowl with
tofu. They got my COVID test. They sent me an email. I'm just waiting for them to process.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he wasn't feeling so well, so he thought maybe he should take a test just to be safe. What? Oh. Was that not enough food for you? You want me to make you more food?
No. I just want a bit of a snack.
Oh, okay.
Nice try. Hi, Blackberry. Look, she wants to be in the stream.
I know.
Oh, she's cropped out of the stream. Blackberry, to the left.
Yeah.
Berry.
Yeah, so today was a very eventful day to me. It's just a lot of stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna be hitting up Brooklyn where I normally go over to. Why is Mr. Clinton named so? Because he had a lot of urges when he was a little kitty, and I'll leave it at that.
He's approaching Mr. Oreo's cardboard.
Hey.
He's staring at it. He's scoping it out.
No, he is not gonna take Oreo's cardboard. No way.
He took Oreo's bed. He took Oreo's second bed, Oreo's third bed, Oreo's closet spot.
Yeah,
Oreo's
I know.
spot.
He's overtaking Oreo's thing. Like everything Oreo had, he took Oreo's beanbag. It's just, oh, gosh. Clinton.
Boy.
He's just, what do you mean, good boy? He has to share. I always say that. He has to share. He needs to be respectful of Oreo's territory. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, thanks, Joseph. So, I have all of this stuff. Did you see that? It's just, each bag is 9.5 ounces. I have a whole bunch of bags here. This is basically more full. In hindsight, I really should have put more stuff in here, but frick, I was carrying so much stuff. And then over here, I have stuff too. I didn't really realize or didn't really think about it. Like, look at this stuff. This is like some fancy stuff. You know it's fancy because it has this... Oh, it's taped up. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So you know it's fancy. So you know it's fancy because look at that. It has a pull drawer. See that? Ooh. Yeah, this is 9.5 ounces. 9.5 ounces. Best Buy is best before. You know, sugar and gelatin is not gonna go bad for a while. Best before October 2020. They had about 60 pounds of that stuff. It was crazy. And this stuff. Okay. So we're looking at this. Give me a price. How much do you... Oh, hold on. Which one's the one that was opened? Okay. How much do you think this is, you guys? I'm just curious. Very, very curious. How much do you think this thing is? See, so it has its own little slot over here. And it's super, like look at this stuff. Look at that. Like, I don't even know what this Prosecco thing is. But, like, you see how fancy this looks? Like, look, it has its own little slot. $19.99. Fancy box. Maybe this is why that guy was, he was like, I know you went shopping. Oh, frick. I had all these boxes. Yeah, it is alcoholic candy, so you actually have to be 21 to have this. $20? Okay, you guys say that. I know, I was thinking prosciutto, the meat. I like prosciutto. So we got everybody, so you guys think it's like overall 20 bucks. And I have one, let's do the count. 1, 2, wait, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll show you guys this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that was it. Nope, I have more. 13. Yeah, so I have 13 boxes of this stuff. Best Buy is $9.20, and the price for it is $24.95 each. Yeah. So 13 times 25. Yeah, that's a lot. Let's see, what is the flavors of the pink one? Which is a bust up pink one? Okay. Is it the same? Oh, I think it's the same thing. Right? Is that the same? Maybe not. I don't know. Is it the same flavors? Okay, this is pineapple, Bellini. Oh, Mandarin Spritz. So we got Mandarin Spritz, Mocha Espresso Martini, Gin and Tonic, Berry Daiquiri. And then we got pineapple. Yeah, I told you that. Elderberry Gin Spritz, Mandarin Spritz, and Passion Fruit Mojito. You know what? I could use a drink. And this is candy, so I'm not too worried about that. What is the alcoholic content? I don't see this getting me bad. More like a drink. It's made out of high quality, garnished to perfection. Oh, wait! No, this is suitable for vegans. Look at that. Suitable for vegans. So Lewis can have this. Okay, I'm gonna try one. Okay, which flavor would you guys recommend that I try, huh? I'll try one for you guys. Hey, you wanna try an alcoholic gummy? It's vegan.
No, thank you. I'm gonna do my exercise.
Okay, you guys, you pick.
Okay.
You sure? They're like $25 gummies. You wanna try a drink with me?
Person gummy doesn't make me want to eat the gummy.
What? But it's vegan.
Junk food.
No.
Junk food.
Okay, prove this thing. Mandarin Spritz. I guess I'll try this. Oh wait, no. You know what? Because I'm a Hawaiian, I should try this. Okay, you know what, you guys? I'll try passion fruit, and I'll try the Mandarin Spritz. And if I get like, I don't think I'm gonna get tipsy, but if I do. Okay. I'm not worried about this. And I'm gonna shoot this straight into my mouth. Okay, so this thing. Ooh, it smells good. Oh, it smells so. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of one of those what's that word? What's that something Fina? It's that expensive gummy candy place. Sugar Fina, was that it? I haven't had it in a while. That one, it smells so good. Oh my gosh, it smells really good. Okay, let's try this.
Okay.
Oh, this is really good. Wow. That is really, really good. Hey, can you try one with me? It's one of the best gummies I've ever tried in my life. It's so good. It's really good. Okay, so it's super soft. It is really like a really soft gummy. And it's really well flavored. If this wasn't 25 bucks, I would be buying this more. I would be buying this. But yeah, this is a really good gummy. You know what? I highly recommend you guys try this thing. If you guys have, if you guys see it, do I think it's worth 25 bucks for 8 pieces? Gosh, what is that? 8 pieces, right? That's like $3 each. I ate a $3 gummy, you guys. Jeez. Yeah. This was good. That was really good. Okay. You're right. Maybe I should have given that guy some gummy instead. I'd have been like, here, knock yourself out with the gummies. Okay. Okay, let's try the other one. Barry, go away from here. Go away from here, Barry.
Tell Barry to go away.
I don't want her to go near the wrapper.
You love the berry.
I know, but I'm afraid she's gonna lick the wrapper or something. Huh? Okay, let's try this. So this is passion fruit mojito. Okay, if the world ends and something happens, boom. Honestly, I cannot give this out to the community fridge for sure because it's adult only, over 21. So maybe I'll drop it off to the store and see if those people want some. Either that or I'm gonna be some tipsy mess. Nah, I'm just kidding, you guys. Oh, this one doesn't smell as good as this one. Like, this one smelled amazing, the Mandarin Spritz. This one, passion fruit mojito. Oh, it's definitely harder. It tastes like a lychee chew. Yeah, this tastes like a lychee high chew of sorts. You know those, like, yeah, it tastes like a haichu. This is really good. I haven't had an Asian candy in a while. Dang! I love this. Oh, this is great quality, you guys. I would love to share this with all of you guys. Like, I wish I could just like send you guys, like, be like, okay, try some pieces, you guys. I know. Damn, I should have given him 2 boxes instead. Oh, look what they say. Please eat responsibly. Smith and Sinclair, you make some great gummies. I thought this was all hype. I didn't really think this was going to be that good. But geez, this really sets a standard for a lot. Like, I wish I had more gummies like this. It's a really nice gummy. And it's vegan, too. Very rare. I wouldn't expect to find, like, a vegan alcoholic gummy. So good on them. You know, they have more of a base. Let's see here. A night in alcoholic. That's really a night in alcoholic. That's cute. Yeah. It is maximum 5% alcohol. I don't know how much alcohol each piece has, but you can see like the sugar's kind of up there. See that? I don't know how much alcohol is in each one. Okay, hold up. Maybe you guys can figure it out. No wonder why they say eat responsibly. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end it after this gummy because there is a very fine line, you guys, between me getting tipsy and me getting drunk. I mean, not me getting tipsy and me getting sick. Like, I never really get drunk. I just get sick. The flavor of the gummy, like, this is a really nice gummy. What was that? Jeez, you guys, that's 18 grams of sugar I just consumed. So my favorite so far is the passion mojito. For sure. Okay, now you guys are all curious about the gin, so I'll eat half the gin. How's that? Only because I don't think people normally eat all this stuff together. Wait. Mandarin spritz. Okay, so if I do that, I might as well do this.
Blackberry. Go bomb her stream, Blackberry.
Wait, no, I just tried the... Wait. Okay, I never tried that. Okay. I'm gonna have a gin and that's it. I'm getting kind of gummied out right now. It's like super sweet. Like, this is the one thing. I think if you're... I know this is gonna sound super illegal, but if you're at work... if you're at work and you have... If you have a tough day, I imagine, like, having something like this, even if it didn't have alcohol, would brighten your day because it's really flavorful. Like, the flavor is really nice. Yeah, my favorite is this one, I believe. Yeah. The first one I had, that was really good. That was really, really good. Hey, can you sing some Justin Bieber? Huh? What?
I'm using both of my hands right now to do my rowing, so I can't start swiping on my Tinder
You
app.
gotta be like, you know,
But
you
I'm swiping on the Tinder app in my mind.
yummy. What?
I'm swiping on the Tinder app in my mind.
What? You're swiping on the Tinder app? What is this black stuff? Oh man, you can tell this is like famous. I mean, not famous. What the fuck am I saying, Erica? This is like up there because it has like elderberry, elderflower gin spritz. Yeah. Has anyone ever serenaded you?
I have headphones on, I'm sorry.
You have headphones
I
on.
can barely hear you. That's by design though, because you're singing Bieber.
I'm not even singing Bieber. How can you know I'm singing Bieber? Huh?
Blackberry, bomb her stream, girl. Walk to the left, Blackberry.
After up. Oh, this is kind of nice. This tastes like a lime. This is really nice. But you know what? Oh god. Oh my. What the? it turned into lime, and then it had like a sharp flavor bite to it. And yeah, and then my mouth was like, what is this? It tastes kind of soap-like a little. Ugh. Oh, thank you, JP. Yeah, this is, yeah, it's like whack you in your face kind of thing. Jeez. Yeah, it had hope, and see, I was happy about these two, and then this came along, and I'm not a gin fan. I wonder if he wants a shot. Huh? Yeah, this is not that. Okay, here's the thing. I like having sugary drinks. That's typically like my alcoholic drink, like Chambord 7 kind of thing. Lots of sugar, lots of berry flavor. Yeah. Not gin. Kind of sharp. He could urinate the product. But still tastes better than okay, we gotta try the last one. Maybe I should make it a stream called, eating gummy shots with Erica. Okay. I keep thinking prosciutto whenever I see this, but it's prosecco. This is gonna taste good. This is gonna taste really good. I love this. Okay. Yeah, if Sonny wants to go to the store, I'll give him a box. Actually, I don't know if I should give employees this. Like, can you imagine that? You give employees this, and then what? Kevin answers the phone. He's like, "What's up?" That would be funny. Oh, good one, Outseeker. This is pretty nice. This is so fancy, for sure. I'm like a $1 box of candy, and this is like definitely the $6 level. Oh my goodness, I feel kind of warm.
But should be able to open a window, Coco?
Huh?
Should be able to open a window, please?
Yeah, I feel my tummy feels warm. Okay, I'm gonna open the window. Don't worry. Yeah, I should have definitely given that guy some gummy candy. See, I think this is why they tell people to please eat responsibly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I can feel my face getting a little warm. Just a little. I have a really weak alcohol level too. So, confirmed, this definitely has like an alcohol flavoring to it. You definitely should eat responsibly. I would recommend maybe just have like two of them. I think 4, depending on how your tolerance is, you would be kind of like, if you were to have this at work, which is not something that I would openly recommend, but I would say maybe you could think about. Oh gosh, that sounds so terrible. But if you wanted to have one for whatever reason, I would just recommend like one or two. I would highly suggest taking this one because this one is. Oh, where'd you go, rapper? Where'd you go? Wait, no, here it is. Here it is. I would recommend getting this one because this one is very good. Very, very good. But I wish they made a non-alcoholic version of this. I think that you would have moderation. If you need like a good stopping point, just try this, and you would be like, yep, this is a good amount. Yeah. Serving size did say too. Oh, did it really say? Oh yeah, it did say serving size. Jeez, I can't do math. Okay, so having 4 pieces would be 18 grams of sugar. Yeah, for one idiotic reason, I thought it was 9 grams each. Do math, Erica, do math. Yeah. So, I do like this box a lot. I'm happy that I got to try it today. Good on you, for letting me try this. Oh, dumpster deities and spirits of all. I actually did not expect to see this at all. I've gone to this place several times. Usually I come out empty-handed or very, very close to being empty-handed. But when I was walking back, I thought, oh crap, I'm not gonna find anything. I was like, man, it's such a wimpy looking bag too. And then I put my hand on it and then I shook it and I was like, wait, there's something inside. And I sent an expletive in my mind and I did that short stream where I know, so ungrateful. And like, frick, I found more candy. I don't want to find more candy. Yeah. So I cannot donate this at all to the community fridge or to strangers unless I know that they're over 21. I don't want to risk it. But the gummies can definitely be donated, and I'm happy about that. See this? Like, this is so much gummies. If I was a little kid, I would be like, oh my gosh, there's so many gummies, so many gummies, too many gummies. I left about, I would say, like half of this in the dumpster. I couldn't, obviously I can't grab it all. I don't know if the food rescue people were gonna grab it. I'm inclined to think no one went to pick it up, which is completely fine. What I did is that when I saw the bag, I kind of kept the top open, and then I took one of these, and then I just smacked it on top by the opening. So if anybody looks at the dumpster, for sure they would see this. That was my thinking, right? Like, if they see this, they'll be like, oh, okay, let me check the bag underneath it, and then they would have found this whole gold mine. Should go out in public and frisbee little gummy packs at the kids. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. The other thing I could do, I was actually thinking, I know this sounds like total cheapskate version, but I was thinking like, man, can I just put like a big pumpkin out in the front and then have this all out for Halloween in front of the apartment or something? Like, yeah, just free, just take whatever you want. I think someone might take the whole box if they see a whole mountain in there. That is an option too. But definitely, I'm kind of hesitant about having something like this at the store. Because you might have someone say, like, even if you give it out to a kid for free, they might be like, oh, this is a business. Why are you giving my kids something that's going to be... You get what I'm saying? Like, for this, you guys know, and I know, this best before date is an indicator of quality. This thing has so much sugar in it, I don't really see this going bad for a while. If anything, like, old gummy might get a little gummier, but it's not gonna happen within a month. Yeah. So, I don't know what's gonna happen with Halloween this year. I do want to give out candy to little kids. I think that would be cute, but there's always the downside of if you do that, then, with the situation, I don't even know if there's really gonna be trick-or-treaters. Yeah. So, Yeah, if you don't know what there's gonna be trick-or-treaters, then it's kind of like, And how do you socially distant giving out candy too? How would you do that, right? Because usually, typically, the kid says trick or treat, and then you give them the candy, but that's nobody's arm length is 6 feet, so yeah, yeah. So, most likely, what I'm gonna just do is I'm just gonna drop all this off, or a good chunk of it, over to the community fridge. At least 75% of it is gonna be donated, and then the 25%, maybe staff wants it. Who knows? I definitely don't eat this much gummy bear. Yeah. But, yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see here. What do I have here? Oh, and I got these like weird. Where does this work? Oh my goodness. I got these little glasses. Look at that, it's pumpkin glasses. The other one was working the battery, but dummy me didn't check the battery before on this, and it looks like the battery's dead here. So if I had taken the other one with the working battery, it would have been lighting up. I don't know how I feel like about having lights in my eyes, but I think this is kind of cute. I would not buy this crap for sure, you guys. Like this kind of stuff, it's sad because whatever isn't taken, I mean, whatever, isn't, what's that word? Whatever isn't sold at the end of Halloween, they're just gonna dump it. And then I found something like this, which I thought was kind of cute too. So it's a little down, but I thought it was cute because Christmas is coming up, so yeah. I don't really care if this thing is down because I can just glue it back together. But it's cute, isn't it? Yeah. Oh wait, here's the thing. Here's how it goes. Like, is that it? Yeah, like that, see? So you just glue it. Ta-da! And it's so cute. I love Christmas trees. You guys know I love Christmas trees very, very much. So I had to grab this for myself. Yeah. Oh, if I see that dude again who dropped his bottles, make sure I got this on you. You know what my fear is? Like, I kind of think that if I did give him this, he would have been like, damn, this chick is loaded. Look at this. She's giving me like a whole bunch of these gummies. Dang. I really should have given him these gummies. But it didn't hit me during that time. If he wanted them, I totally would have given him like 2 or 3 boxes and been like, yeah, I'll take it. Take it. But I don't think he wants gummies. I think he wanted, straight alcohol. You get a lot more of a you get a lot more drunk faster on like Bacardi 151 than you do on these little gummies. Yeah. Oreo. I gotta put this thing back before Oreo cat. Drop it. No. Yeah, it just made me think though. Like there are people who probably like if I have like a lot of stuff that I grab. Now that I think about it, you're like, yeah, people could see me and think like, man, look at this chick. She looks like, she must have spent a lot of money because she has all this stuff on her. She has bags and bags and stuff. Normally, I carry like 1 or 2 bags on me, and that's it. This was definitely way more than I normally grab. What I expected today was really just 1 bag. So it would have just been that bag, and that's usually what I've had. But I always carry extra bags on me, just in case something happens. I'm really happy that I grabbed this stuff. As I said in my previous streams, if you do decide to go diving, make sure you grab fresh direct bags. These are really great. And one of the things that I like so much about fresh direct bags is they have these flaps so you can cover the stuff. See, so it kind of like protects it, and there's another one on that side. It keeps it inward, so if you're on a bike, you don't really have to worry about it falling out. I highly, highly recommend getting this stuff too. I forgot what it is. It's an IKEA duffel bag. I believe it's $5 retail. It is a really, really good deal. I cannot imagine diving without this stuff. It's saved my ass a few times when I had so much stuff. The first time I went diving, I went to this one store. We grabbed, I think it was like about $200 of vegan food. You guys might have seen that shrimp. But yeah, it was just so much stuff that that's the first time I've used it. I think this is the second or third time I've used this bag. When I do use this bag, it's really great. Hold up. Let's see. Okay. I'm not stocking up. I would not be stocking up on gummies of all things. Yeah, so anyway, you know what? Let's do, because I have this already on, let's do the great gummy count. Because I'm very curious to see how much gummies I grabbed today. You guys want to see the great gummy count? Okay. Of course I plan on sharing. You think I can eat this all by myself? Hell no. Okay, so let's do the great gummy count. Let's see how it is. Okay. So we got... Hold on, I'm going to get another bag because I don't want to put this on.
Hello. I did 1,000 rows in 24 minutes.
Oh, good for you.
And 24 minutes and 41 seconds at level 7.
Wow.
My record before was 27 minutes, and COVID has improved my lungs and my...
Yeah. Okay, how much gummies do you think is in here? In those 2 bags?
COVID.
How many gummies would you say? I think it's about 40 bags, maybe. Maybe 30, 40 for sure. I don't know. Yeah, each bag is 9 ounces. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. By the way, do you guys know what the retail price of these bags is? I'm just curious. 23. I don't have a scale here. Someone find out what the retail price of the 9.5 ounce bags are. I'm curious. $24, $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, $30, $31, $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38, $39, $40, $41, $42, $43, $44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. 54! Yeah, so 54 bags. Yep, 54 bags of this. And then I also have to donate. I think this was 17. So this is 17 bags of granola. Yeah, so, yep, so that is all the frickin' stuff. So you can imagine, like, I have such a big amount of weight to carry with me. Gonna move that stuff. Yeah, 470 ounces. So that was a lot of stuff that I was carrying on me today. It was crazy. I think it was probably like about 350 or so. I don't know how much it is. Like, do they sell it at Target or anything like that? And yeah, so I know for sure one bag's gonna be going over to one fridge for sure, and then the other bag maybe I'll just distribute it within the store or at the little food drive thing and see how that is. Actually, whoa, wait, hold up a second. I can't even donate it at the food distribution thing because that's vegetarian and this has gelatin in it. I just forgot that. Yeah. How many small bags are inside of the big bag? Good question. That's good. It looks like 24, right? 8 servings. So yeah, that is a lot of gummies. This is more than the average person needs. Isn't that crazy? Like, I think if I had it all nice like this and that guy saw me, he'd be like, what the fuck, man? This chick, she looks like she's stocking up like she's a huge gelatin binger or something. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like $4, maybe $4.50 in the store, maybe $3.50 on sale or so. But let's say each one. Let's say each one 54. Let's say each one was $3, which I think is kind of on the low end. That means that this was about what 162, right? 162, and then you got about $200 of gummies, more than $200. So yeah, 230 I think it was. So yeah, that's like $300 of gelatin gummy thing that was picked up today. Crazy. Yeah, yep. It was a lot of stuff. So that's why I knew, like I was telling you guys, I knew I wasn't walking up those stairs very fast. I grazed them. Like, if I'm carrying all this stuff on me, all these gummies plus these boxes plus that one, which is really light, by the way, it's yeah, it is kind of up there. If you guys remember, like, I used to volunteer at a food pantry. One of the reasons why I really like doing Mondays is because Monday was the heavy lifting days. I liked having to lug around like gallons, half gallons of milk or like 50-pound bags of carrots. It's such a shame about what happened with that volunteering thing. You guys, in case you guys are out of the loop, so I was volunteering there for over a month, and there was this transporter that's friendly with me, and he was chatting with me. So I got there about, I think, like 15 minutes early or so. I got there early and I was sitting down in kind of like the break room or so. And right downstairs is the food pantry. So I sat down and I was talking to the transporter. I was talking to him about I can't remember if I was diving during that time. I really can't remember. but I was telling him about the community fridge. Oh, I was actually diving during that time, but I was telling him about the community fridge. And I was sharing with him about how awesome it is and how I see things that the food pantry has at the community fridge. And we were just talking about things that are done in the community. And I spoke to him about like 5 minutes past than I was supposed to, right? So when I saw the time, I was like, frick, oh, I gotta go downstairs. So I started, I think, at noon. And then when I ended the conversation with him, it was like 12:05. And then I went to the restroom really quick. I remember that I heard someone say something along the lines of like, where is that girl? You know, I don't know her name. And it was just, it was very, it was like, you know, they were yelling about me like I wasn't downstairs. And I was thinking to myself, like, why are you yelling about me not being there? Like, that's so passive aggressive. If anything, right? Go up and say, hey, we need your help. Can you help us out? That kind of thing. Like, that's a lot more respectful. But I already knew I was, you know, running late. So, you know, I went down and I put on my apron and things like that. And there was two people who were basically in charge. I call them V1 and V2, just as a nickname here. And V1 was telling me something like, you know, if you're going to sit around and just talk to people, then you should stay at home. And then I was kind of like taken aback. I was thinking, frick, I was just like, you know, 10 minutes later, gosh. And usually there's usually about like 4 volunteers plus V1, V2 helping out, right? And instead of having 4 volunteers with V1, V2, I noticed that it was just 2 volunteers, including me. So instead of having 6 people, it was just 4 people. And I remember that V2, the other person, was criticizing us. Like, you know, she was saying something like, you know, you're moving too slow. Like, I was stacking the shelves too slow. And I was kind of surprised because I thought to myself, really? You're going to start critiquing me? Like, this is the time that you're critiquing me that I'm putting the cans too slow on the shelf. I was volunteering there for over a month, and the day that we're the most short staffed, they're criticizing me about putting the cans on the shelf too slow. Not only that, the other times V1 and V2 are volunteering, this time they're not. They're just kind of criticizing us. They're barking stuff at us. And from what I was told, the person in charge had a bad day. V1 and V2 heard about it, and then they had a bad day. I don't know what happened. And I guess that they just decided to take things out on, you know, the other person and me. And I refused to let it kind of get down on me because I was thinking to myself, like, frick, if they're just acting that way, I shouldn't change my demeanor against, you know, about this new volunteer that I haven't seen before. But anyway, so while we're doing stuff, we are getting criticized about our speed. And I know for a fact we're not moving slowly because I volunteer a bunch of times and I know exactly what the speed is. It's just that they're being hypercritical for whatever reason, which is strange because we were, you know, understaffed. You don't do that kind of stuff, right? So I end my shift, and then the transporter person asks me, you know, am I coming back next week? And I said I would. And when I leave, I say bye to V1 and V2 like I normally do. And I notice V2 just kind of blankly looks at me but waves. And then V1 doesn't even want to look at me. Yeah. And I remember that. I told you guys about it. And the more I thought about it, I thought, I do not want to volunteer my time with an organization, even though it's helping the community to get that kind of treatment. Like, that is, you know, that's uncalled for. You need, especially for organizations like that, you need to be very kind, and you need to be very, I would have to say, like, you should kind of like let a lot of things slide if you have unpaid volunteers volunteering their time during a situation, right? to help out an organization. There were so many food pantries that closed down in New York because they were short-staffed with volunteers. And the reason why they're short-staffed on volunteers is typically the volunteer base tends to be, retired people, people around like 40, 50. You get what I'm saying? Like those people will set aside time for this kind of thing because they don't have to they don't have they can really live out their retirement years, or they have more free time. So when that base, holy crap, when that base, when that base went away, a lot of food pantries had to close down because they simply did not have the manpower. They didn't have the people needed to reorganize, and especially with the social distancing stuff. I think it was like about over 80 of them. Either it was like 80 to 100, but definitely over 80 of them had to close in New York. And it was a very sad situation since, when people lose their jobs, right, where are they going to turn to? They're going to turn over to the food pantries. I intended, and you guys know this, I wanted to help out with that place for the foreseeable future. I was really happy about helping out because I thought the community needs this. I want to be a part of it. I want to volunteer at this food pantry. I think it's a great thing. And then when that situation happened, I just had this realization. I said, I cannot work for an organization like that. I cannot volunteer for an organization like that. It's not good for my mental well-being. And part of me is happy that it happened, because when I stopped volunteering at that place, it made me think to myself, what else can I do to make a difference in the community? Do I really need to be part of a nonprofit or a food pantry, or can I go off and do my own thing? This is one of the reasons why you see me doing these kind of things and working independently. What I do is that I look for stuff, and then when I find stuff, then either I coordinate with people to have it picked up. You guys saw it in my stream yesterday, or I physically walk this stuff over and drop it off at the pantry. I mean, not the pantry, the community fridge. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was telling Lois that if we move, I really want to have my own community fridge and encourage people, go out and have the community work together and put things, have the community come together and support one another. I think it's a really beautiful thing. Some people I know are critiquing me, and they're thinking, why are you dumpster diving? That looks so low class, don't you? Or some people would say, like, oh, if they see me, right? They would ask me like if I'm hungry, or they would refer to me to a food pantry, and I tell them like, no, I'm not hungry. I actually collect this out and I give it out to the community fridge, or I distribute it outwards. And yeah, it's one of those things. Like I want you guys to understand that a lot of the people that you do see that are dumpster divers, at least in New York, and this is from what I see, a lot of those people are very kind giving people, and a lot of those times they pick up things and they donate it outward. So they'll give it to senior citizens, they'll give it to people in need, they'll give it out to community fridges. So I really hope that if people see dumpster divers, they don't assume that these people are mental cases, or these people are, they must be struggling for food. Because the people that I see that are divers, they do it because they want to make a difference in their community and they want to reduce food waste. There are a few freegans out there. I've met a few freegans. They're very gentle spirits. That's the best way I can describe them. They're very eco-friendly. They want to reduce waste, and I am not a freegan. Obviously I still buy stuff. I still buy stuff. It's not like I'm anti-consumerist at all. But I understand the freegan lifestyle. You can definitely live off dumpster diving. However, I would question the selection. From what I show you guys and from what I've seen, you see a lot of this stuff is processed food. It's like yogurt. There's only so much yogurt a person can live off of. You got gummy bears, you got alcoholic gummies, but and I guess if you go into like if you go into like a compost bin, you might find like a few vegetables or fruits that are okay. And it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's mostly processed stuff. It's mostly yogurt, and there's just only so much kind of like of the same foods a person will want to eat. That's just my take though. I think if you have a freaking diet, it would be, at least from what I see, it would be kind of restrictive. You would be eating yogurt all the time, or you would be having a lot of dairy, and if you do find something, maybe you should stock up. Sometimes I see like a lot of cheeses. I'm not a really big cheese person, so I always leave it. Yeah. No, he can't put a community fridge up in the store. I don't think landlord would be too happy about that.
Fuck her.
Huh?
Fuck her. Fuck her family.
Oh, whatever you. Yeah, food waste is very high. You guys see it. I wish for a lot of these retailers, I really wish that instead of throwing it away in the dumpster or in a trash bag, I hope that they would instead have like a free box and say, "Hey, this stuff is expiring next month, or it's the best by date is this month. Just take it for free." If it will, what you could do is you could just put a freaking X on the front, like a giant X on the front and the barcode, and just say like, "Yeah, if you want to take it, you can take it, but we're just gonna throw it away if you don't take it." I guarantee people will take it all home. I leave cheese because I very rarely find cheese, and then most of the time, if I do find cheese, it has mold in it, or it's kind of icky. So what I tend to do is I tend to grab yogurts, or sandwiches. But even then, you guys see, like I'm pretty hesitant on the sandwiches because I want to do like a temperature check. If I don't feel comfortable with it, I will not grab it. That is my stance. If I don't feel comfortable myself eating it, I will not grab it. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen cheeses that I look at and I'm like, oh, frick, it has mold, so I won't take it. What happened with Karen? Karen went away. So allegedly, and I might be remembering it wrong, but allegedly she says that she's going to make it her job of sorts to, try and keep in touch with Lewis. Something along those lines. And I was thinking to myself, okay, well, I'll make it my job to try and thwart her. Now, the answer to that would be if she came back and she wanted to see it, then she could talk to Lewis's lawyer. So yeah, I got family members who watch my stream, and I know they're thinking to themselves, "Oh frick, here she goes diving again." And I understand the concern. There are some family members who see my streams and they think like I make Lewis look bad because here I am dumpster diving, and their perception is that if you are a dumpster diver, then that makes you look kind of crazy. I've tried to tell them several times. A lot of people who dumpster dive are in New York. New York is basically the capital for dumpster diving and freegans. Look it up. Whenever you look up dumpster diving in the U.S., you'll find New York as like an article on New York. So much stuff. So much stuff in New York. I would not be able to find this stuff in Hawaii. First of all, in New York, it is legal because once stuff hits the public sidewalk the public sidewalk or dumpster on the sidewalk, it becomes public property. They are relinquishing their possession of it, and anybody can grab it. So that's why you see so many dumpster divers. You see so many freegans going around. community fridge people. The cops won't bother you. However, if you are in Hawaii and you try to do this, it is illegal. From what I've been told, it's illegal. So I have never, I have never seen dumpster divers in Hawaii. And the other thing too is that Hawaii, all the trash tends to go straight into a compactor. Yeah, so let's say, like, I know one store in Hawaii has a dumpster, and I've seen it, but they also have a gate around it. And yeah, if I go into the dumpster to grab something, that could be considered trespassing. So I would not dumpster dive in Hawaii at all. It's not worth it. But in New York, you guys see me. I'm always grabbing stuff, always looking for stuff, and I'm happy that I finally got my candy haul, because I feel like as a diver, I kind of checked this off my list, like found candy. Yesterday I found ice cream, and I was like, yeah, okay, I found ice cream. It wasn't a big ice cream haul, it was only like 3 pints, but at least I found ice cream. It's one of these things that you hear about people finding it as a diver. And when you find it yourself, you're like, oh, yay, I can finally feel like I'm part of the candy haul, the stash people. Yeah. So that is, yeah, Hawaii, the thing about diving, you gotta know what times to go. So, word of advice, you guys, if anybody of you guys want to go diving, I recommend this. Go as often as you can. And typically you would go between 1 hour to or 30 minutes before the store closes, or 30 minutes to an hour after the store closes. So that's how I do it. Like, maybe I'll go over to the store around 7:30 New York time, and then I'll look around, right? And I'll go, let's say, on a Monday, and if I don't see anything there, then maybe I'll go on Tuesday. Not really the next day, but if I happen to be there, and kind of keep like a mental log, okay? Like, if I saw something at 7:30 on Tuesday, notate it down. And then if I'm there on, let's say, Thursday, is something there? No? Okay, well, maybe it's Wednesday. You see, but at least I know Tuesday has it. So it's I do keep notes. I do kind of like keep track of what days I see things. I gotta go ahead and put in my little notebook, for instance, that I found candy today. Yeah, and that tells me that, what is it? Today's Wednesday. That tells me that that store throws away things on Wednesday. But all I found from that store was candy, and I found a candle. Yeah. Let me show you guys this. I found a candle. So all the candles were smashed in that box. You guys saw it. I think it was intentional, you guys. I think maybe they just forgot this one. So this is a glass candle. I have no use for this, so I will give it away. I don't use candles. The candles that we have are all battery power candles. But I know some people really love their candles, so that'll make a really awesome, surprise for someone who definitely would be happy to find that candle for free. Was the ice cream melted? No, it was still cold. It was partially melted. Definitely by the time I got home, it got melted. But we have a freezer, so I just popped it in the freezer. Yeah, you have to know exactly what time they put things out. So let me give you an example. If a store closes at 8 o'clock, I would hit up that store around 7:30 to 8:30, because that would be the 1 hour time frame, right? In the event that I go there several times and I'm there at 7:30 and 8:30 and I don't see anything, I could say, okay, let me try 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock and see, if that is the case. But what I've come to realize, like, for certain stores like CVS in New York, it doesn't seem, maybe I'm just interpreting it wrong, or maybe it depends on the store locations, but I think the locations that I'm nearby for CVS, I think they dump their stuff out in the morning and it's not at nighttime, because I've been to Manhattan at like 6:30. I've been there at like 10 p.m. I haven't seen anything go out. So I'm inclined to think that the CVSs that I was looking at, they throw things out. I found out through through kind of following another diver on Instagram that most likely one CVS, like they throw things out around 2 p.m. on a weekday. And these are just things that I notice. So it's kind of important because if I kind of know that, if I know like, hey, a store throws out in daytime and I'm not in Manhattan during daytime, then I shouldn't even check out that specific location. Yeah, I try not to dive at 10 p.m. alone, unless I'm nearby the store. But I usually try to get back to the store by like 8 o'clock, if I'm in Manhattan. But sometimes I'll go out really quickly. And now banks, dumpsters, I think they just have receipts and that's it. It wouldn't be money. No, not money. Yeah. Some stores have a reputation for including a bag of candy with each order? Really? Yeah. So if you guys do dive, I would recommend going to like CVS's. I heard is really good. Um, Dwayne Reed's I heard is really good as well. I went there yesterday, Dueno's, and I'm just saying that because of algos. But I just went over to there yesterday, and you guys saw what I found in the bag. It's basically opened up cough syrup and reusable straws. It's really strange. Like I was thinking to myself, like, frick, I have so much reusable straws. I don't need these straws, so I'm gonna give that away as well. Yeah. So yeah. So that's a good place. Rite Aid is a good place. Walmart is really good, but we're not near any Walmart. I don't know if the Walmarts here have a compactor. Just basically any big chain store is really good. But New York, a lot of these stores that I'm seeing, they don't have compactors. That's why you can find divers. You find divers grabbing this stuff. There's not too many divers. I don't know if people are kind of just thinking like, yeah, the diving community's smaller. Or they just don't like, having to spend the time looking through this stuff. But before, there's definitely a dumpster diving movement here in New York. I think for me, because I don't mind walking around. You guys knew before I was diving, I was doing these like wellness walks. And I like kind of exploring, and I like, seeing is like, let me look at the waste that's going on, and if I do see the waste, I want to connect it with people who can use it. Like if I don't have a use for that candle, like I told you guys, I don't burn candles. I know someone, if they do burn candles, they would love to have that candle, and they'd be like, wow, I got a free candle, they'd be happy about it. It would make their day. And it's something small like that. I rather have it make someone's day than going straight over to the landfill. I'm happy that I was actually able to rescue that one. There was, I think, 8 candles. 7 of them were broken, and that was the only intact one. There is diving at Trader Joe's. So, but a lot of the stuff, okay, so Trader Joe's used to dump so much stuff out. It used to be really a mecca for a lot of these divers. However, they got a lot of crap because there were diving documentaries, such as I think Dive is one of them. And they were highlighting the amount of waste that was coming out of these Trader Joe's. They got so much crap for it that they said, okay, we're going to work with the charities. There are trucks, and there were people who from nonprofits who go over to Trader Joe's to pick up stuff. One of the food distribution thing that I volunteer at on Saturdays, they pick up from Trader Joe's and then they distribute it within the community. City Harvest picks up from Trader Joe's as well. They have these huge refrigerated trucks. However, their minimum requirement for pickup is 100 pounds. I've showed you guys on stream that if they do not have 100 pounds, then they just get turned away by Trader Joe's. So even if the truck pulls up over to Trader Joe's, they'll get turned away, I think, by Trader Joe's, or, there's a mutual decision that there's not too much stuff, so they're not going to pick it up. I think it's kind of stupid. For me, I think like if there's something there and you have a refrigerated truck already parked, just pick up the stuff. Like, yeah, it might be under 100 pounds, but if you already spent the gasoline to go over there and park the truck, then just pick it up. Yeah. Oh, Kyle wants a Haribo Bears. Yeah, you guys, if you guys look at my video yesterday, I think it was like the haul from one day, something like that. I know I did like 3 videos yesterday, but if you look at like the last video I did yesterday, you guys will see all the yogurt that we picked up. We had like guacamole over there. We got baby food over there. It's a lot of stuff. It's just so much stuff. So, um, there's a lot of food waste that goes on. It makes me a little sad when I think about all the stuff that I don't find or people do not find and it goes straight into the landfill. Like if I didn't pick up these gummies, 100% this would have gone straight over to the landfill. You know what? Candles are good for power outages, but you know what else is good for power outages? Getting a lantern. Like a battery powered lantern is really good. What happened? Okay, are you talking about earlier in the stream? You don't know what happened? Okay, so if you watch what happened, long story short, there was a guy who I think was asking for money and he had 2 bottles of alcohol. I brushed up against him with my bag super gently, you guys. I was walking super slowly. Because he was holding the bottle on his fingertips, the alcohol fell down. And he wanted me to pay for his alcohol, but he couldn't tell me what alcohol was inside of there. And long story short, you know, when I told him like I don't have like a credit card on, I don't have my ID on me, I don't have a credit card and my name on me, he, you know, he was getting a little agitated, and because I felt like we weren't going to come up with a compromise at all. Like this was purely an accident, you guys. I know I wasn't running or anything like that. I told him, I said, you know, do you want me to call the cops? And I didn't mean that in a threatening manner, but rather I wanted to find a solution. And he got agitated. And he told me that I was like stupid and things like that. And he just told me to go away. So some people in the chat think that he was trying, he wanted me to go over, buy something for him and then possibly rob me or take the card, or the other thing would be, you know, he would want me to buy him expensive alcohol. He couldn't tell me what alcohol he had. I know he had Bacardi 151, but I wasn't too sure what the other one was. Yeah, so these are, I think I have 54 bags of this pile. 54 bags of these Haribos. Best buy date is 10/20/20. I hope you guys learn from my stream. In the event that you guys come before these best before dates, this does not mean that next month it's going to be toxic. What they're saying is that all these dates is an indicator of quality. So they're saying that the taste of it will be best before, I guess, October 2020. I don't know if this means best before October 1st, 2020 or best before November 1st, 2020. But I know for a fact, you know, November, this is completely fine. It's just sugar and gelatin, right? How can this stuff go bad? If anything, you're going to have maybe like a little chewier gummy, and that's about it. Yeah, I get hit up for baby formula too. People will go up to me and they'll say, "Hey, you know, I need formula for my newborn, my grandkid's newborn daughter or something like that," or "Oh, I need money for baby milk," or I'm like, "What?" If you guys know about baby formula, it's easy to hustle that thing out. It's like $25-$30 a can. Highly desirable. You know, a lot of babies are born. They might need formula. For me, for instance, when I was born, I had to go on formula. You know, my mom couldn't breastfeed me, so I was on formula. Yeah, sugar and gelatin. Yeah, like can you imagine having, um, let's say something like a hard candy and it has like a best before date October 1st. Does that mean November 1st that hard candy is gonna go bad? No, no, it doesn't. It's gonna last a long time. No, you're not allowed to use tasers for self-defense. I carried this on me. I showed you guys this stuff. This leaves some big bruises. I was poking my leg, and I think I did that last week, and I have big bruises on my leg. Like they're pretty big and they're pretty purple. They're kind of gruesome looking, but it does work. It does hurt and it does leave a mark. So if anybody gets hit with that, no, it's gonna leave a bruise for sure. So I always carry this with me whenever I'm out. I keep it in the waistband of my leggings. Yeah, yeah. So I don't want, I hope you guys understand that if you guys come across something that has like a best before date, don't think that it's going to be toxic. In fact, gelatin and sugar can be construed as like toxic, right? They'd be like, oh, it has no health for you. It's just empty calories. It's going to give you cavities. Yeah. So I think that's one of the things that dissuades a lot of people from diving. They think that stores throw away things because it must be bad or it must be, you know, it's no good or it might hurt you. I think a lot of people have been conditioned to think that about food. And what I try to show you guys is that this stuff, what they do is that they grab it off the shelves or they grab it off the boxes. You guys have seen my streams where I show you they had frozen pizza still inside of the manufacturing box and they just threw the box inside of a clean trash bag and then leave it on the sidewalk. And somehow, you know, that's supposed to be dangerous and toxic, and even if it's completely frozen. Yeah, so people get dissuaded by it, and instead of seeing this stuff and thinking, oh man, I want to go diving too because I see that person grabbing so much food out of the trash bags. You guys saw how much food we picked up yesterday. They are, you know, they're dismayed, they're dissuaded from it because they're conditioned to think that if it's in a trash bag or if the store tossed it, it must be because it's deemed as unsafe. So yeah. But that's not the case. There are things that are thrown away just because the packaging is damaged. I've showed you guys some videos on that. If they're trying to make shelf space for whatever reason, so let's say this, right? Let's say they have to make shelf space, new product came in, they're gonna throw away the old stuff. And some stores have auto shipment, so let's say every week they get in like 100 yogurts. By the time the new shipment comes in, they don't want to keep both the old shipment from last week and the new shipment from this week. So what they'll do is they'll just throw away everything that was on the shelf from their previous shipment out into the dumpster because Oreo, stop nuzzling that thing. Because they can't have space for both the new product and the old product. It takes manpower to mark this stuff down, and maybe they don't want it to cannibalize your sales, right? So for instance, right, let's say this. Let's say they knew 2 months ago that this was expiring. Instead of selling it at 50% off or 25% off, they think, frick it. We're not gonna spend the employee spending time marking it down. We're not gonna risk someone wanting to buy this at 25% off rather than the newer stuff, the new shipment that came in at regular price. So they're gonna say, okay, we're just gonna take our chances. Maybe people will buy that, and if they don't, oh well, we'll just write it off as a loss. No, yeah. So I've seen people throw this stuff in there because I actually do shop at a number of these stores. what the employees do is that they bring these trash cans around with them, right? And it has a liner in there, and they walk around the store and they just throw stuff inside of the trash bag, and then when it's full, they'll just knot it up and then bring it outside the store. That's it. So it's no different than you putting stuff inside of your a trash can that you have at home. The inside is like, for a lot of these stores, it's just completely clean. It's just the only thing like inside of these trash bags was the gummies. There was nothing inside of it. I showed you guys the bags. It was just full of these gummies. So it's important to find stores that don't make a mess, because there are some real crappy stores, and I've seen them around Manhattan. What they will do is that if they have certain items, they will go out of their way to trash it. So for instance, right, if they have bags of chips, they'll slash the bag of chips so that way nobody can salvage it. Or sometimes they'll throw like lotion over it. I've heard about that happening in New York. Or they'll just put they'll throw the chips in with a whole bunch of opened food. So they'll open the containers of prepackaged food, dump it in a trash bag on top of the chips, and the hope is that nobody would try and salvage the chips. So there's some stores that do that stuff, and for those specific stores, I refuse to support those stores. The place that I normally go diving, I shop at that store. So I've changed my buying habits because of diving. If there is a place that's kind of like a jerk about their stuff, I will not buy stuff from that store. Yeah, today I found so today I saw dog food, and I was telling some divers like, yeah, pick up the dog food if you are fine with it. We don't have dogs, so I have no use for it, but I do know that there are a number of people who have dogs, and if they're okay with the food, right? I mean, you saw each bag what was in its own clear trash bag. Then just, scoop it up and give it to your dog. But when you slash it like that, there's no way you can donate it. Yeah, so last time I was there, you guys saw my stream. I think it was last week or so. You guys saw the bag was completely intact. There was no slashing at all. This week, they're slashing on the bottom. They're cutting things out. They're cutting out the barcode, cutting holes on the side. Very intentional. No, are you kidding me, Joseph? Oreo can't even have prescription dry food. He has the runs. So I can't put him on any dry food. He's on 100% wet, and he's not too happy about that. What do I think about ASMR? I think it's a great thing. I'm not. I definitely hear that tingly voice thing, but I'm not a real big fan of it. I think Louis tried to do some ASMR streams. He'd be like, "Hey, how are you?" That kind of stuff. I'm like, that's creepy. He does not have an ASMR whispery voice. It just comes off as like creepy. Yeah. Yeah, no, I heard Lewis's ASMR. He's not going to be making a lot of money being like one of those ASMR people with like millions upon millions of ASMR fans. Ah. But thank you for the compliment. I don't know about that. I think some people will be down and be like, what the hell is this chick doing now? She's just crumpling paper, and she's like, oh, crumple paper. Or this thing, right? Yeah, tingly. So, let's see. I have a lot of stuff to donate. I find a whole bunch of stuff, and I have a lot of stuff to donate, and we will see how it goes. Oh, by the way, is this it? Like, I have no use for this, but like, look at this stuff. Oh no! Where is it? Yeah, like I have no use for this stuff, but like this is one of those divider thingy majingies. See that? And I think it has all the pieces. Let me double check. Oh yeah, I do have all the pieces. Yay, I have all the pieces. Wait, if I go into... Yeah, see? I have all the pieces here. And then it actually latches. I think it does. Yeah. Wait. How do I latch this thing? Yeah. See, like if you're beading, this would be really helpful, but I don't bead, so I have no use for it. But I'm sure someone else will have a use for it. Yeah, maybe he could use it. Yeah. I don't know. He has his little drawers. I'll ask him if he has a use for it. If he doesn't, oh well. And yeah, I got some fake flowers. Yeah, I couldn't find anything whole. They just kind of damage it out. It sucks. So it is what it is. Oreo scratch AMSR. Yeah, I don't know. And what else did I pick up? Oh, I picked up more material over here. Picked up. Oh, hold on. I found this some stuff. With these berry thingy-majingies. I don't know. I was thinking about like, I don't know if I really want it. Who knows what I could do with it. Maybe make a wreath together. That's kind of like one of the stuff I was thinking about doing with these odds and ends. Make a nice little wreath and put it all together. See how it is. It kind of encourages me to be a little bit more creative. Yeah. Random screws and nails and ones, yeah. The only downside about these things that I don't like is it... Oh, actually, no. Sometimes it's just the hinges. Yeah, this one's actually not that bad. Sometimes you have like the ones that these are not those screws. You see how this one has like a actual hinge? Sometimes I see it's just plastic. Oh, I see. You see? It actually did get damaged. See that? So I am willing to bet that this stuff actually got damaged by an employee. Because sometimes what I see is the employees like freaking whack the living crap out of this stuff. And it sucks because it kind of sends a message like if they can't profit off of it, then they don't want anyone else profiting off of it. And I get it. I really get it, but I think it's kind of like a scumbag move in a sense. Yeah. And I found another one over here. Yeah. So here's another one. I have no use for it, but I know some people really like having these organizers. Some of these things can be pretty freaking expensive. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. Yeah. Okay, so this one is alcoholic candy that's like 25 bucks each. Yeah, this was like 25 bucks each. And then that's like 54 bags of Haribo. Yeah, I hit the mother load of candy. And you know what the sad thing is? I didn't even grab all of it. This was just like half of it. Half of it! So, yeah. It was just a lot of stuff. And I'm happy at least it got rescued. Ta-da! I was excited to see this. Oh, so there was a... Oh, and here's the other thing too. Here's another tip for you guys. If you guys do decide to dive, what I would recommend is ask the homeless people around or if they could give you any tips, because sometimes, and this is what I find in New York, the people who are homeless in New York, they're very, very familiar with diving spots. They're very familiar with what's inside of a dumpster. So when I was going up to this one, there was a man who looked homeless, and he told me, he said, "Oh yeah, there are a bunch of gummies inside of the dumpster right here," and he was eating some of it. So, you know, when he told me that, I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." So that's why I went and did that. That's why I decided to look there. I would have looked through the dumpster regardless if he gave me that advice. But if you know, if people are not too sure what's inside of a dumpster or where a specific store dumps their trash, I would highly recommend asking a homeless individual who might be familiar with that area. Like, hey, do you know where CVS throws their trash out? And they could say, yeah, they usually throw it over there, and it's between this time and this time. Oh, really? Reddit Ask NYC was the first hit on Google for Subway bump drop liquor scam? Really? That is actually a scam? Wow. Oh, good one. Yeah, I should toss those wrappers out. Yeah, I ate a whole bunch of these things. I ate like 4 of them. Right? Did I eat 4? Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. Oh, so yeah, I guess so. So is that true? So Joseph, can you tell me what people were saying on there? Because it looks like Partey is asking. So did they drop a liquor bottle full of bump into someone, dry cleaning, or whatever? Yeah, I can tell you, like I've said many times in this stream, I gently tapped this guy, and when he was holding his alcohol, it was right on the tip of his finger. So he was holding it. You know how everybody holds their bag like this, or you hold your bag like this? You see how it's like a big... If you're holding 2 bottles, how would you carry 2 glass bottles? I would hold it like this, right? Or you can even hold it like this. But for him, I saw his hand distinctively. He was holding it like this. So when I bumped into him, right? Look at this. If you bump into him, if you bump this like that. So all I did was just, I grazed him super gently because I was going up those stairs super slowly. There you go. Yeah, Joseph, I can't Google right now. Can you give me the TLDR? Actually, Joseph, you know what? I got an idea. Damn it. Ta-da! You can put the link in, Joseph. I made you a mod. Can you add the Reddit link on there so people can read it? I think I have like 42 people watching. That way people can see it. I'm really appreciative of you guys telling me about these scams. I had no idea some of this stuff was going on. And now that I think about it, that's probably what happened. You know, he saw me with all these bags of inventory. I mean, not inventory, of items. And then once he saw me, he was like, "Oh crap, that chick has like money, or she has, you know, she has the ability to spend lots of money." And he just broke his alcohol, thinking, "Okay, you know, no problem. She has a card. She has lots of cash on her." And he find out I'm a dumpster diver. Oh gosh, yeah. I remember when I told him that it's like his demeanor changed. There you go. There you guys go. So thank you, Joseph, so much for sending that link. People are gonna be reading them like, oh, okay, okay. You want to see Oreo? Oreo, where are you? Oreo. Where's that lazy cat? Oh, look, I'm calling him. He's on this way. Oreo, can you come over here, please? He's walking over here. Oreo? He's on slow mode right now. Do you hear him? Aww. Hello, Oreo. Come here. Come here. Someone wants to see you. Can you... Hello? Do you want to say hello? He wants to play with a toy. Okay, Oreo. What? Oh, look at you. Look at you, you handsome cat. Oh, and look over there. It's Barry! Oreo. You're my favorite influencer cat, Oreo. I think you need to have more views on your videos and gain subscribers and not lose subscribers. But I think it's a conspiracy. YouTube can't handle your cuteness, Oreo. That is just my opinion. I think you're gonna be a BitChute cat. The algorithm can't handle you. Come on. Oh, my little henchman. Oh, look at this face. So since I'm not reading that Reddit thread, what do people say about that? Like, do they say what you should do? Do they say like, yeah, they want like a specific amount from you, or if you don't give it to them? So that thing definitely had alcohol in it, and I know it definitely cracked because I can hear it crack, and I also saw the alcohol pouring out when that happened. That guy would have, I possibly would have, ran over to give him cash if he had just told me what the. No, it wasn't clear. It was brownish, I think. I don't know what the other one was. But now that I think about it, can you imagine what a great scam that is? Imagine this, right? You go to the recycling bin, you get all this Bacardi 151, then you put water inside of it, and now that I think about it, it didn't look like that much alcohol spilled out. Mmm. Did it smell like booze? I can't remember. But yeah, people can go through the recycling bin getting like Bacardi 151 bottles, and from there, right, refilling it with water, walking around at the subway. And then afterwards, right, you get a person who you think has money. And yeah. I genuinely felt bad though. And then afterwards I started thinking, once he told me, he says, I know you went shopping, I know you have a card. I was thinking to myself, like, really? Really? And it caught me off guard when I asked him when he wanted me to go over to the bodega and buy him something, but he couldn't even tell me what was in the second bottle. If you spent $35 on alcohol, wouldn't you know exactly what you bought? Like, I would know exactly what I bought if I only bought 2 drinks. I would say, okay, I bought this or I bought this. But that is really ingenious, because you might, depending on what area they are, if like they're in a touristy area, and let's say they bump into a person who looks like they're possibly a tourist, you run a scam like that on them, yeah, the person's gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry, here, take some money. Good point, Anja. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. I think he was agitated too now that I think about it. I think he was agitated because I wanted to know what the other bottle was and he didn't want to open it up. You know, he's telling me he's complaining about it being glass, but all I really wanted to know was what was the name of the other alcohol. Right? If he wants me to buy him $35 of alcohol claiming because I broke those two bottles, okay, tell me what the other bottle was. That's all I wanted to know. But he didn't want to do that. You know, he was complaining about the glass cutting his hand or something like that, or it might cut his hand, and he was getting agitated about it. So when I mentioned, you know, do you want me to call the cops? It wasn't because of I was thinking scam instantaneously. I just thought like, man, you know, there is no solution to this thing because it seems that he's not even going to give me the name of the second bottle. I don't feel comfortable going out to bodega right now and giving him the money, but if a cop comes and says, "Hey, yeah, you need to do it," you know, I would think like, okay, maybe the cop can kind of oversee that everything is all, you know, happen smoothly. Wow, there's a Brocas eyeglass routine too. Oh, I did not know that. Ah. Yeah, they tell you to get them on your to take them to an ATM. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't feel comfortable going over to a bodega, you know, taking a card and making a transaction and that kind of stuff. And plus, I had a bunch of stuff with me. You guys see all the stuff that I had. I had this big duffel bag on me. I had all these full bags. Yeah. And I'm happy that my senses kicked in because what has been pretty apparent based on having this conversation with you guys is that it seems like it felt like a 95% chance that this was a scam. I remember when I saw him too, I was thinking that's kind of weird. You know, he's talking to two guys and it seems like he's like floating his bottle on his fingertip. And like I said, I brushed up against him super gently. Super gently because I was walking super slowly on the stairs and it was just enough for his bottle to break. And him to ask me, you know, he was quick to tell me $35 of alcohol, but he could not provide me the name of the second bottle. So how can you remember how much you spent on the alcohol, but you can't tell me what you bought? Right? Kind of strange, right? Yeah, it's a lot of candy. So it's probably things like, man, this chick is loaded over here. She has so much money that she just spends frivolously buying, you know, 50 bags of candy, and she has so much candy. She has this duffel bag on her. Yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, what was that, Oreo? What was that? What is that? Hey. Did you see that? Why are you so aggressive, Oreo? Did you see that bite? He's never bit me before. Oreo, look at that. He's so mad. He's like walking away from me. Oreo, why are you mad? He got the night craze. Oh, he wants to fight because he's... I don't know. Oreo, Oreo, come on, boy. Come here. Yeah, maybe he's tired. Oh, it is late. Yeah, he might be wanting to go to sleep soon. Oreo does go to sleep. So, yeah, with all my candy and everything like that, I'm going to head over to bed soon. But I'm happy that I could stream with you guys. Oh, I still have, I didn't realize this. I still have half of this thing. Okay. Look at this cat. Oreo. What is it? What is it, my handsome? Yeah. I'm gonna have to give away these alcohol things. No, me too. But I'm definitely happy that you guys that I could definitely see that I have a huge change in how I approach things now. Instead of being fearful or being frozen like I was the first time, you know, with my that sexual assaulter guy. Instead of freezing up and not knowing what to do, now I instantly know, Erica, you got this. In the event that this situation escalates, do not hesitate to call the cops. Do not hesitate to, you know, scream or shout or things like that. Or if worst case scenario comes in, right? You know, take out my little self-defense tool and use that. But yeah, it's not really the smartest thing to assault someone at the subway. Really not. It is, yeah, it's 12:46 a.m. in New York. Oreo, what is this? Oh, Oreo, my handsome. Oh, give me, handsome. Hello, can you take your paw? Oh, there you go. That's what I want. Oh, look at this tummy. Come on. Oreo. Your fans are waiting for you. Come on, go back on the stream, Oreo. Let me turn you. Let me turn you, Oreo. Let me turn you. Okay, there you go. There you go, Chibi Cat. Oreo's my little sidekick. Look at that face. It does not look like a very happy cat. Yeah. So, oh, I forgot to tell you. I think I'm gonna share with you guys this tomorrow because it's definitely getting late. I I encountered what I interpret to be a person who thought they could, um, you know, speak to me disrespectfully, and I put them in their place. You know, I called them out on their BS, and I want to share that with you guys tomorrow. What is this? What is this, Oreo? What is that? I want to share it with you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do it when it's earlier tomorrow, not at 12:40 something a.m. in the morning. And I want to stress to you guys like the importance about speaking up for yourself. I had this problem before, and I'm really thankful for you guys letting me know about what I should do about certain individuals, and I want to share it because there are certain people who didn't catch it when I was streaming. What I have realized, being in New York especially, is there are people that will be rude to you, who will think that they can just say something to you, and if you do not speak back and you do not stand up for yourself, then they in their mind they will think that either they have power over you or it is okay to speak to another person like that. You guys remember with the food distribution thing, there was that one person, and this is a woman who is very kind. I have nothing bad to say about her. She was cutting egg cartons in half, and there was this volunteer who took a whole dozen eggs. And the reason why you cut it in half is because there's more to give out, right? Giving out 6 eggs to a person lasts longer when you're doing a food distribution line than giving a dozen eggs to one person. So this individual, this male volunteer, grabbed a dozen eggs, and she said, she basically told him like, no, just take 6. And he said, so what? I was so shocked that this guy said this, and this was a volunteer, you guys. So I know he wanted to put this box away for himself. But I was so shocked that he said it so defiantly that I was flabbergasted. I could not say anything. And I was waiting for other people to say something, and they didn't say anything at all. I got home, and I shared with you guys about this stuff, and I told you that in Hawaii, I'm so used to not speaking up because I know there's always going to be other people speaking up. There are people who are just going to tell these people off. I've never had to speak up before because other people will do it. There are people who are just very vocal. And I realized that by me not speaking up and me not, and other people not speaking up as well, it sent that message to that person that it's okay to say that kind of stuff. And they're going to be encouraged to, because they're like, no one's going to speak up, right? No one's going to put them in their place. So the next time I saw them, I think it was the following week, they wanted me to put something aside for them. And I looked them directly in the eye, and I told them no. I have never seen them volunteer at that place ever again. And I felt really empowered, telling them no. This is a person, like, previously, if they wanted me to put something aside for them, if they wanted to take more stuff, I would let it slide, because I thought, like, man, this is a food distribution thing. If they want to take, an extra, if they want to take a coffee for themselves, then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is going out to the community, no big problem. But I draw the line when they're disrespectful to other people. You should not be getting stuff, and having kind of like things bent for you and then treat people like crap. Like that's where I drew the line. So once that happened, I remembered it, and then I told him, like, no, I'm not gonna extend that courtesy to you because of how disrespectful you were to another volunteer. And I've never got to see him again. Tomorrow I'm gonna be sharing another story about a person that I called out. And yeah, it kind of made me aware that this is the importance of it. If you stay quiet, I think that, and this is from what I've experienced in my life. I was so used to staying quiet in the past because I've always thought, like, man, I don't want to start any trouble. Don't worry, someone else is going to speak up really quickly. It wasn't until I moved over to New York that I realized if you do not speak up, no one else will speak up. And the danger of that is that if you do not speak up for the people who cannot speak up for themselves, then you are encouraging people to do bad, shitty behavior. So it's super important to speak up, because I guarantee you, like, that person, they speak to people like that, other people like that. And it's uncalled for. It's completely uncalled for. It's important to put people like that in their place, or have them realize what if they do kind of shitty stuff, then people are gonna say something. I don't ever want my inaction to encourage people to do shitty behavior to other people. Like, if people are disrespectful to me, at first I was thinking, like, oh, okay, Erica, don't say anything, just keep quiet. But I realized, like, yeah, if I keep quiet, they're gonna say, yeah, yeah, you're not going to say anything, you're not going to do anything, so I can treat another person as bad as I treated you, or worse, because I know, they would think, like, I know no one's going to put me in my place. That's completely wrong. So keeping that in mind, that encourages me to speak up. I don't want people to do that kind of behavior to other people. I don't just think about being disrespected to myself, But I think, man, this punk probably did this to other people, and I want it to end. You have to really think about, patterns of behavior. If someone is an asshole, chances are they're not just an asshole to one person, they're asshole to another person, especially if it's for a behavior that was unwarranted, right? If you're suddenly becoming, like, if someone walks into a store and they're a complete Karen, they're not just being a Karen to that store, they're being Karens to other stores as well. And even the Karen that we speak about, she has had a history of that kind of behavior, that's been documented and publicized in the news. Yeah. So Joseph was saying the tomato throwing kids grown to disrespectful adults. I completely agree, Joseph. So for me, getting tomatoes thrown at me, if you guys are out of the loop, I went over to the community fridge. The community fridge is a fridge where anybody can pick up stuff if they want. They can drop off things freely. You do not have to be low income to take things from the community fridge. I occasionally swing by over there. I don't do so anymore because I'm kind of busy. But there should be no stigma picking things up from the community fridge. Anyway, so I go over to the community fridge that day. I see a bunch of items in there. I pick up 3 carrots. That's it. Because I think, oh, okay, I'll use these carrots to cook with, right? No big deal. And I'm walking away from the fridge, probably about 15 feet. And I feel something. I sense something like splat on the ground next to me, and it's a tomato. So this kid who's about 10 years old throws a tomato at me, and I confront him. And I tell him, I ask him, why are you doing that? He tells me he threw a tomato at me because I took everything from the fridge. And I tell him, I said, I just picked up 3 tomatoes, and I'm walking closer to him, and I can tell he didn't expect that. And I'm trying to voice to him that the community fridge is staffed by people who go out of their way to drop stuff off there. And I drop stuff off at the community fridge too. So for him to throw tomatoes at people, it's being disrespectful to his whole community, the volunteers who come together to make sure that fridge is stocked. I thought he understood what I was saying. It was him and another kid, right? But what happened is that after I gave him the speech, like 2 punks, like 2 pathetic weasels, they crossed the street, and I didn't see this. They crossed the street, armed themselves with a bunch of tomatoes, and proceed to throw it at not only me, but the woman who was next to me. And I found out from that woman, every day at 6 p.m., they go over and they throw tomatoes at them, or they throw stuff at them. And it made me sad, and I was pissed off, and I thought about going to the fridge the next day to confront these kids. I decided not to. I've never seen the kids there, but I've only been to the fridge, I think, 1 or 2 other times since that incident. I feel like even though I had tomatoes thrown at me, you guys, and it pissed me off, I feel worse for the kids, and I'll tell you why. Because if they have that kind of behavior, thinking that assaulting someone with tomatoes is funny or lulz, or they can just run away, they're in for a rude reality check when they get older and they mess with the wrong person who grabs them, beats them, throws them on the ground, or they get into jail and they have a charge or so. I do not think it is a stretch of an imagination to think that someone who will throw tomatoes at an innocent person, even after getting spoken to about why they shouldn't do that, might face problems with assault in the future, or problems with the law in the future. I don't think that those kids were being respectful at all to people who are older than them, and it shows, because that woman who got thrown with tomatoes, she says they came every day at 6 p.m. doing the same kind of crap. Yeah. So I went up and I marched over to those kids, and I told them, you're going to tell me I took everything from the fridge? You don't understand. I only took 3 carrots, and that doesn't warrant you throwing tomatoes at me. Do you stock the fridge? You know, I don't see those kids stocking those fridge. And even if they are stocking the fridge, why would any volunteer want to throw tomatoes at another volunteer, right? He doesn't own the fridge. He doesn't stock the fridge. He's just a useless punk. So, yeah, I feel worse for that thing because I see them going down a bad path. And I think eventually, if they keep up this kind of path, karma will come and get them. You know, the law will come. They're going to mess with the wrong person. And, yeah. I can wash off those tomatoes. It's going to be a lot harder washing off, you know, bruises or a beating of sorts if they mess with the wrong person. Yeah, they took the tomatoes from the fridge. So the fridge was inside of the tomatoes were inside of the fridge. So after I turned my back at them, they used the tomatoes to throw it at me and the other woman. And I emailed, I didn't email, but I messaged the community fridge organizers as well as the business that hosts that fridge. And I told them what happened. I sent them pictures and I said, I do not think you guys should stock the fridge up with tomatoes. Like, if they throw a carrot at someone or if they throw an apple at someone, like, okay, you know, that's a really shitty thing to do, but it doesn't splatter like tomatoes does. Tomatoes is kind of like a liquid water balloon, so they might think it's more fun to throw a tomato than, let's say, a banana or a stalk of celery. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I haven't seen eggs in there. But those kids, if you look at that stream, those kids were running super fast. And that tells me 100% that they've done this before and they're using their speed to get an advantage. Now, I was carrying stuff on me. I'm not going to cross the street to chase these kids. I'm not that kind of person. And you know, if I had, let's say this, right? Let's say I had caught up with those kids, you know, push those kids against the wall, you know that people are gonna go be like, oh, you know, look at this woman, she's being so mean to this little angel. Yeah, give me a break. Give me a break. So those kids, in my opinion, are untouchable. If anybody lays a finger on those kids, even if they had tomatoes thrown at them, they would be destroyed. You know, people would be like, oh, you know, how dare you put a finger on my little angel, or this little innocent boy who is such a good little boy. And yeah, no, yeah. So that's why at that age they're untouchable. But I know there are people out there who would have no problem assaulting that kid. No problem at all. And the sad thing too is that I've shared with you guys this too. When we were having tomatoes thrown at us, about 5 feet away was a person who looked like he was in his early 20s. He could have been a personal trainer. I mean, this guy was fit, right? And he saw what was going on. He chose not to do anything. So he didn't stand up for me or the woman getting thrown at tomatoes. He was sitting there when the first time I had a tomato thrown at me and the second time I had a tomato thrown at me. And it made me think, that is such a weak man. And the reason why I say it's such a weak man is he didn't say anything to those kids. I've always had this idea in my head that if you are a male and you are fit, especially if you are fit, then you should really use your build for a good purpose. You know, not just taking Instagram pictures and be like, hey, look at my abs. But you can use your build to kind of, you know, protect other people. Like if that guy who was fit spoke to those two kids, I wonder if they would have thrown tomatoes at us a second time. That's what I'm saying. But he didn't do that. And when I think about it, it's like the kind of muscles are useless. If you're going to go and get muscles and you're not going to use your stance or your, you know, body shape or so do some good, then what's the use of having it? Pictures? That's it. It's just useless. Absolutely useless. And I think it's, it's like I'm significantly shorter than that guy. I'm definitely weaker than that guy who was sitting there off on the side. And I marched up to those kids. I wanted to give them, you know, provide them logic on why they shouldn't do that. I didn't curse at the kids at all. But, they're just being punks. They're just in one ear, out the other ear. And I feel bad for them. Because they're going down a path, and if they continue on that path, it's going to catch up with them for sure. Yeah, it's hard to intimidate kids. And this is what I think. I think for a kid to be an absolute punk like that, you guys can disagree with me if you want, but I really blame the parents of sorts. I think that the kid needs more discipline, or like you look for instance, right? You heard about like tiger moms or Asian parents. Like, those parents are strict. You do not act up around those parents. There's like this huge sense of like don't act up, be respectful, things like that. Very, very, very rarely do I hear about Asian kids who act up. But for whatever reason, outside of that typical kind of like Asian family culture, you find, or I find, there are people who are just like have no problem talking back to their parents, who don't mind assaulting their parents or pulling on the parents' hair, or it's sad. It's really sad. Yeah, I was watching this video earlier today. It was shot in a doctor's waiting room, and this wasn't from this year, but there was a parent who was trying to control their kid, and the kid didn't want to sit down, and the kid was, running away, and the parent was trying to control the kid, getting the kid to sit in the chair, and at one point the kid was like hitting the parent or pulling on the parent's hair, and I just thought to myself, frick. If it gets to a point where the kid is assaulting you, then the kid has absolutely no respect for the parent. 1000%, right? If a kid feels comfortable assaulting their parent when the kid is like about 8 years old, that tells me either A, they learned it from maybe the father figure or someone that they're around, or they're around bad influences for whatever reason. But typically you don't see 8-year-olds beat up their parents or hit their moms or pull their mom's hair. That's the thing. Like, if you get attacked by a kid, it's, I would say you have every right to defend yourself. But if a kid assaults you and runs away, it, like, for my opinion, I would think like you should have the option to grab the kid, beat the kid up, have the kid, have smashed on the pavement, that kind of thing. That's just my opinion now. And give them like a dose of reality. Like, no, you cannot do that kind of stuff. According to the law, though, you shouldn't do that. You should probably just like say like, oh, okay, well, the kid got away. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch the kid even if the kid assaulted me. I stick with this whole thing. Like, if a kid assaults you and they think they can get away, then you really should catch up with them and like knock some sense into them. I obviously can't do that because I'm only, I'm not that big, and well, I don't run that fast, and I really don't want to, possibly lose my front teeth in a fight. I really don't want to do that. But in my mind, I would say, yeah, sometimes you just need to, like, if a kid assaults you, you should, knock some sense into them back. I would not disrespect the dumpster by throwing in some trash like that. Let's put it that way. No, he's on eco power mode, shall I say. Yeah, but I've learned a lot from living in New York. I've definitely, you guys would say, hardened up or wised up a little. I'm more like stand my ground kind of thing now. I understand the importance of speaking up, not just for yourself, but it's very, very important to speak up for others. It's not good to allow a bully to just, run out of control. I think, like, let's say this way. Let's put it this way. If you have a person who is a total asshole and they're an asshole to people, and nobody puts the asshole in check, of course they're just gonna villainize innocent people in the future, because they're gonna say, well, I can be an asshole and I can exert my power over people and no one's gonna say anything because I am all powerful and no one dares say anything to me, so I can continue being an asshole. I do not want my inaction or my quietness to encourage that kind of thing. Dang. No, I would not be a gun owner. I respect people who pick up who carry guns on them. Conceal and carry if they're very respectful towards it. I have no problem with gun owners. I've shotgun before. I know gun owners. I've shot on a range. I've shot on indoor range. I don't fear guns, but I don't think I have I don't want the responsibility of owning a gun to fall on me. And the reason why I say that is, even though you can use a gun safe and make sure you properly, transport your gun or store your gun and that kind of thing, I do not want to have that responsibility of if anything happens wrong. And when I think about it, it's like I don't really want to use it. I don't feel comfortable with it. It's just a personal opinion, and it just lies down to I don't feel comfortable with being, having that level of responsibility on me. But I completely respect people who are gun owners. I know gun owners, they really do take a lot of precautions with their weapons. So you will not see me as against gun ownership. I'm pro gun ownership, but I do support you know background checks. I do support trying to make sure that people know how to be responsible with them. I don't want it to be like, someone, they wait through the drive-through and they're like, this is taking so long, or, my cashier is being a jerk, so I'm going to whip out my gun. Like, that kind of stuff gives gun owners a very, very bad image. And from being around people who are gun owners, or, own many guns for many years, they are very level-headed. The people that I met, they do not want violence around them, but they like having it in case something happens. So from my experience with gun owners, it's like when people vilify gun owners and they say, "Oh yeah, they're trigger happy or they're reckless," and from my experience, like, I don't believe that at all. The people that I know who do own guns legally, they there's definitely a level of respect that they have for guns, and they take a lot of precautions. There's a lot of safety and handling kind of thing. It's not like if they lose their temper, the first thing they're gonna do is grab a gun, for sure. Even one of my friends has like a lot of guns, like over 50. And they were saying something along the lines of, if anything happens, they would not whip out their weapon. They would, because of how things are, their first thing they would do is try to retreat safely. It's not like they would charge at the person and just, try and make the person a pinata. And that was something that really stood with me, because I thought, man, if you have a gun owner who has so many weapons, who is very familiar with shooting, and even do not feel comfortable with just, you know, if someone's knocking down their front door, just, you know, go trigger happy. It makes me think like, yeah, it would only use it really as a last resort. So I hate it when people make these, you know, assumptions that all gun owners are bad or irresponsible or have rage issues. It really ticks me off. Yeah, it is a possibility. It is a possibility, but I fully support people's right to carry. But I also do believe heavily in educating people. It's not just, you know, give a person a gun and just be like, yeah, just try not to shoot anybody. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go end this stream. It is 1:15 a.m. I gotta put all these gummy bears and whatnot away. And definitely the wrappers. So, yeah. I will talk to you guys later. Sorry for ruining some people's sleep schedule. I am very, very sorry about that. But I wanted to do a stream, and you guys know I always lose track of time when I talk to you guys. You too. Take care, you guys. Night.